Trust the local knowledge of the Local 3 Storm Alert team.
There is nothing like cozying up with a good book, and no one knows that better than Kelly Fleming. He has thousands of good books.
Thousands of great books.
That he could choose from at the Soddy Daisy Community Library, but this morning he's back with two of his favorites.
And of course, you know, it's October. It's time to get ready for the haunting season. So I picked out a couple of my all-time favorite scary books for kids and adults.
Okay, I don't know either one of these. I love that you're picking. So we've kind of had this little informal book club going on for the last few months. And so far you have not picked one that I'm familiar with.
Well, one of the things that I like to do is recommend authors and books that people may not be familiar with, you know, the hidden gems that don't necessarily get discovered, but are just really something you need to read.
Yeah. So which one is the kids book? They're the young readers
Small
book.
Spaces is the kids book, and it's actually the first book in a quartet. There's 4 books in the series, and it's really fun. It's really creepy. It's perfect for your middle grade kids who, you know, anywhere from 4th up to 7th or 8th grade. It gave me chills, but it's about these kids who go on a field trip to a farm, and they run into the smiling man who turns kids into scarecrows. And the only way to escape him is to get into the smallest space possible where he can't reach you. And it's wonderfully creepy. It's fun, but it's not over the top, so it's not going to hopefully give kids nightmares.
So I love how you said that it kind of scared you a little bit. So when my older daughter was not quite 3, I thought I'll go back and get my master's, and I went to UTC, and I was going to teach middle and high school English. I thought that might be kind of fun. Never did it. But I took an adolescent literature class, and we read some of the best books, but they were intended for young readers.
Exactly. It's amazing. And so many adults consider reading kids' books a guilty pleasure. There's nothing to feel guilty about when you're reading great books, great literature.
Yeah, yeah. And they make them page turners.
They do.
Now, what's this one? The Southern Book
This
Club
is my grown-up selection for the season. It's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires.
Okay.
It's a fun read. It is a horror novel, but there's a lot of really great humor threaded through it. There are a couple of racy scenes, so it's definitely a grown-up book. But it's really fun when it's in the 1990s in a small southern town when a vampire moves in, and the only people who realize it are the women in this book club, and they realize that they're the only ones who can take care of the problem. So it's really great. I don't want to give too much away, but they have to like defy their husbands and the government and everything because this vampire has just insinuated himself into their life. And it's just really fun, creepy.
But they've got to get rid of him.
They have to try.
Now I'm piqued. I'm interested in both of these books.
They're very great.
Okay, what are y'all doing at the library with your extravaganza?
Well,
what is that?
It's the biggest off-site event that we put on. It's the SDCL Halloween Extravaganza. And we just have a blast with it. It takes place up at Soddy Lake Park. It'll be on Saturday, October 26th, so it's perfect timing right before Halloween. It's got a trunk or treat. We've got vendors. All kinds of nonprofits come out and help. It's just a lot of fun. It's an old-fashioned, family-friendly Halloween festival with some scares and some fun. We have an incredible game zone that's being sponsored by Woodman Life. We're very grateful to our other sponsors. Team Shear's Legacy Fund is our platinum sponsor. If it weren't for them, this would not be the excellent experience that it's going to be. But we also have David Castile State Farm, TVA, who's always a huge supporter for us. And the city of Soddy Daisy is always wonderful to come out and help us with the events, take care of everything.
I have so much fun talking to you. Kelly and I go way back. He used to come on the show, I don't even know how many years ago. It's been now 12, 10.
It's got to be at least 12.
Can I tell where you were working?
Of course.
He was at Barnes & Noble, and he would come. But Kelly's always just had this aura about him. You just have this beautiful soul.
Well,
that
thank
we would talk, and he was really sweet to my daughters, and it was just this friendship that formed. And you had this idea to start this library, and I just love it because you went out truly on faith to open this library with just a few books.
With 4 books, and it's amazing what faith can do. It has really worked miracles for us, for our community, for the library and the foundation. We've been able to elevate so many individuals and families and children, and not just through library resources.
Right.
We have Kelkert Farms, which is our food security program, where we donate hundreds of pounds of food to the food bank and to individuals in the community. We're very much involved in fighting period poverty. There are so many people out there who can't afford period products because it's a luxury, and we try to supply that. And we also go into 6 different middle and high schools and supply them with the different things that they need.
I think what happens is probably wherever you go, you are the same. And so your kindness just rubs off on other people, and you become aware of a need and you try to find a way to fill it. So sometimes the need is just to go and have a good time.
Right. And we're all in this together.
It can be your way in.
Exactly.
They are closed on Fridays now at the library, is that right?
Correct.
You have to fill your well too.
Yes.
If you are living anywhere watching us, you can be a part of their library. You don't have to live in Soddy Daisy.
Nope, we are free and open to everyone. It doesn't matter where you live.
Do you have more than one copy of these books on the library shelves?
I do, and as you can tell, this one is really well loved.
Yes. So Small Spaces is the first in this series. That's your adolescent book. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Now I've got to read them both.
It's so much fun.
That's the other one. And you can come find your favorite book among his thousands if you want to at the Soddy Daisy Community Library. Their information is there on your screen. You can go to kelkertfoundation.org to find out more about what they're doing. And they would love to see you at the Extravaganza on the 26th of October. Still love you, friend.
Love you too. Thank you.
Decades ago, our city thrived with hard-working individuals who carried not just lunch pails, but dreams and responsibilities. If you've been injured, trust a law firm that truly understands you. Wedemark Keith, because it's more to us, it's personal.